Hey guys, welcome back to OrmsTV. Today we have for you our most anticipated gear of 2019. I've brought Andre along from our sales department to help out on this one, and we're going to take you through what we think is going to be new from all the big manufacturers this year, what we think is going to get released. We're quite excited about it, so let's have a look. So we originally planned to do this video a little bit earlier in the year, like literally as the year kicked off, but that didn't quite work out. And now unfortunately some manufacturers have kind of beaten us to the punch and already released some stuff. So the most recent release was actually from Olympus, and they just dropped off the OMD EM1X, which is sort of like a Micro Four Thirds camera, but very much aimed at wildlife and sports photographers.
Someone that needs a lot of speed.
A lot of speed, and also like compact lenses with sort of a lot of zoom built in there, thanks to that Micro Four Thirds cropping. So we've actually got a review of that coming up maybe in about another week's time. So we're looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are as well. The other big release was the Sony
A6400.
Yeah.
Aimed for guys doing content creating, vlogging, someone that also wants to do a bit of photography as well. Definitely keen to see what's happening there as well.
Yeah, and that's now sort of like their cheapest one that shoots 4K as well, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, that replaces the 6300.
That's right, not the 6500.
Yeah, definitely not the 6500, but we'll touch on that a little bit later on. Yeah. Then also what was sort of announced last year, but is still in development, so there's no final specs yet, is the new Panasonics.
Brand new full frame mirrorless.
Yeah, there's an S1 and an S1R.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to get
I think a lot of people are excited to see that coming.
I personally can't wait. So something that's a little bit above where the Panasonic GH5 and GH5S is. And those cameras are already fantastic for shooting video for any content creator. So I can only imagine this is going to be another little step up. And
that's right.
Yeah, I'm amped to see that. So, then also Fuji has brought out, well not brought out, but they've announced that they're doing a 100 megapixel version of their medium format camera. So the GFX 100. A lot of guys are
waiting for that as well.
So yeah, that should be quite interesting. Like the GFX 50 is already like a top tier medium format studio.
Amazing image quality.
Yeah, exactly. So like going up to 100 megapixels, I can't wait. I just want to see what that's going to deliver. I hope they make it a little bit faster than what the GFX 50 was.
Yeah, the autofocus I think definitely needs to be improved for sure.
Autofocus, and for me, just like the menu speeds. On the current medium format, it's a bit sluggish, it's a bit slow.
Massive files, but I think it's possible.
True. So those are the ones that we already know for a fact are coming this year. So let's dive into some stuff that is a little bit more...
rumored based?
Yeah, indeed.
Some little down the table talk?
Absolutely.
So guys, let's kick it off with quite a popular brand, DJI. I think... we're probably going to get a Phantom 5 fairly soon, quite popular. What can be improved? What do you think is going to be the next step?
So they've been rumoring the Phantom 5 since like early last year already, actually.
I remember seeing there were some posts online.
Some like leaked images and all sorts of stuff. And then all they did was drop the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom, which are great drones, but
amazing,
going to that Phantom should be pretty epic. I personally really want to see interchangeable lenses.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possibly coming.
All the leaked images and that show interchangeable lenses and like really tiny little lenses that you can screw on and off. And
I think a guy doing serious filmmaking, that would be super handy.
Absolutely. If you want to like get sort of close to where an Inspire 2 takes you, but you don't want to spend that kind of money, I think interchangeable lenses. 1-inch sensor. 4K 60p is a must. Like you have to. You have to have that in there. And then give us the features that you got in the Mavic 2. So like the 360-degree sensors and all of the auto modes and all of that. If they can do that, I'd be very happy about it. Also from DJI, they just dropped the Osmo Pocket, and I think they're going to do a Osmo Pro.
Yeah, I think the recent Osmo is definitely going to be replaced. What do you think in terms of specs? What do you want?
I'd say that if they're clever about it, use the exact same camera that you're going to use on the Phantom 5. You know,
with the lenses.
Interchangeable lenses, 1-inch sensor, all of that good stuff, and just stick it on.
That'll be quite a nice kit to have. You have your Phantom 5 with lenses, and you have your Osmo Pro with lenses, and it's all interchangeable.
Exactly. So like maybe if they launch with like 3 or 5 lenses or so, you know, that could be great.
That'd
like
be good.
You know, yeah, absolutely. Give me an ultra wide, give me a bit of a tele, you know, and like a standard lens, and that's a great kit to start.
That'll be a good kit to get.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see much else from DJI this year.
Yeah, I think the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom has been amazing in terms of the feedback, and I don't think there's anything in that range going to be replaced soon.
No, I mean, maybe at a stretch a new Spark, but I don't know. Like, I don't really know how the Spark is doing for them globally. So, I mean, like, locally it's still selling really well. So I don't think it's time to replace that yet.
Not yet, But Phantom 5 and Osmo Pro.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so moving on from that, let's talk about Fujifilm. Like, first off the bat, and I think it's going to happen pretty early in the year already, I'm thinking XT30 is a must.
Yeah, I think the XT20 has been out for a while, still going strong, but I think the XT30 is definitely coming. I think we're probably looking at an XT3 in a much more scaled down version.
Yeah, pretty much what they've been doing all along.
They've been doing it with the XT1, XT2, and now XT3, so I think it's going to be an XT3, smaller viewfinder, smaller body.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Less weather sealing, a little bit less rugged.
Similar focus performance, similar sensor and processor, but I think it's just going to be an XT3, much more affordable and smaller system.
Yeah, makes sense. And then the other camera that I'm really hoping for is XH2.
Yeah, XH1, quite popular, especially with the video guys. A lot of guys love the in-body stabilization, so I'm sure that'll be carried over. So I think pretty much the same story. XT3, maybe they tweak the video if they can, because the XT3 video is very good already.
Really good. Yeah,
but if they can tweak it, that'll be great. And then putting the IBIS in-body stabilization into the body, that'll be an amazing release.
Yeah, I'm going to put it out on the table. If they do release an XH2, I'm getting one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That'll be my new camera. Come on, Fuji. Come on.
Sponsor. So I think next up, Sony. I think A7S III definitely.
Yeah, A7S III is going to be a must. It's the oldest camera in their full frame lineup, and it's one of their most popular. So very much aimed at your video guys. I would love to see that unit come out retaining the low megapixel sensor to give you that beastly low light performance.
Exactly, because the A7S II was super well known for amazing low light performance.
Like shooting music videos by moonlight and stuff like that. It was insane. So I'd love to see that, and then just bumping it up a bit. So get your 4K 60, bring your autofocus in line with where the other cameras in the range are now.
New battery, definitely.
Yeah, bump it up to that new battery, because the A7S II still uses the old like FW50.
You had to use multiple batteries for a day shoot.
Absolutely. And if it was up to me, I'd say put it into the body from the A9. So like,
it's a nice, a little bit chunkier body, better feel.
Exactly, easier to hold if you're shooting video, definitely. And also the bigger body will aid with cooling as well.
Yes.
You know, so that just kind of makes sense to me. So
A7S III, yes sir, definitely.
Absolutely. And then also, since they've already done the A6400, replacing the A6300.
Just recently.
Yeah, I'd love to see them replace the A6500 as well.
Yeah, so I think the A6500 is not being replaced by the 6400. No. I think there's definitely a 7000 maybe coming out. Something that's aimed for the serious docky guys doing documentaries or starting filmmaking. Yeah. I think they need the in-body stabilization. And I think that's definitely that's something that they'll bring out.
Absolutely. Do you think they're going to retain that like body style for it though?
I think so, and also hopefully they do the flippy to this side.
Absolutely. Swivel out screen. That would be monster for vloggers. And
I think Canon has been doing that for a while. Panasonic's been doing that for a while. I think a lot of guys do want that. They want
even
the flippy to the
Fuji's starting to do flip out screens. Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
A7000 and A7S III.
Yeah. And then I think other than that, we're pretty much only going to see some new lenses coming out.
Yes. There's some gaps like in the APS-C lenses. I think that's also going to be a new lineup. Over
the last sort of couple of years, they've kind of been focusing on full frame cameras only, and we haven't really seen much for APS-C.
Exactly,
so, if they can bring something out there,
it'll be great.
Yeah. So then moving on from there, next brand up is going to be Nikon.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So last year we saw Nikon drop 2 Z series cameras, Z6 and Z7.
Full frame mirrorless for them?
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very exciting. We quite like them. So at the same time though, I don't think we're going to see anything new in the Z series.
No, I think in that range they're definitely set now.
Yeah. I don't really see them going for a really entry-level Z series or anything like that. I don't really see them going APS-C.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so I think 2019 for Nikon Z, we're pretty much just going to see some lenses. They've already detailed a lot of lenses in their roadmap.
They've released a full roadmap on all the lenses.
Yeah, so there's going to be a couple of 1.8s and that kind of thing coming this year, which is exciting just to flush it out a little bit. I'm looking forward to that. But what I really want to see from Nikon this year is a D750 replacement.
Yeah, I think the D750 has been out for how many years now?
That's probably going on 4 years.
Yeah, and I think in the sort of entry-level semi-pro full frame, that's been super popular.
Yeah.
Low light on that was amazing. So D760, I think if they can keep the body of the D850, like the more professional control layouts, and better weather sealing in the D750 body, that'll be great.
Yeah, because the ergonomics in the D850 is beautiful. It is probably my favorite camera to actually just pick up and use.
Yeah, I think the controls and everything is definitely laid out for the pro guys. So yeah, D760. We'll probably still see the megapixel not super high up to go into the D850 territory.
Which is fine.
Which is perfect because it boosts your low light.
Absolutely, gives you the low light. So if they can do that, up the autofocus performance a bit, bring that in line with what you've got in the D850.
4K video, hopefully.
Absolutely, put some 4K in there. Yeah, I mean, they could have a winner on their hands. Yeah, so I'd love to see that.
So I think that will be it for Nikon. I mean, they've maybe an entry-level model here and there, but I think the D760 is the one that everybody's waiting for.
Yeah, I don't see anything major happening in APS-C. Nothing to replace the D500 or anything like that. So entry-level and then D760 would be my guess.
So now let's go to Canon. I think the 7D Mark II. Super popular, being replaced soon.
Yeah, absolutely. That's also 4 years old now.
Definitely running on 4 years now.
Yeah, so a 4-year-old camera, and as you said, still very popular. So I think definitely time for a 7D Mark III to come out, just to bring Canon's APS-C lineup in par with, other offerings like the Nikon D500, for example.
So give us 4K video.
Give us 4K video. Give us higher megapixel and a faster burst frame rate.
Yes.
And also just bump up the autofocus a little bit, because a 4-year-old autofocus system starting to show its age a little bit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think if they can spread out the AF points also out a little bit more edge to edge.
Absolutely. I've always been a fan of the 7D. And if they can just update that a little bit, I think they'll still have a winner on their hands. And then the other unit that I think is due is a 80D replacement.
Yeah, 80D is still going strong, but I think a lot of filmmakers that bought the 80D, they want that 4K video.
Absolutely.
And I think that's definitely going to be the new spec in the 90D, if that's going to be called the 90D.
Why not?
But I think overall the camera is perfect as it is. It just needs that video bump up.
Yeah, ergonomics are great. It has the flip-out screen, which is amazing for your vloggers and that. Touch screen, they can bump up the autofocus a little bit as well, just to give us a similar autofocus to what you find in the 5D. That would be amazing. I'd be super happy with that.
And then I think the megapixels, they'll probably still stay. Maybe bump it up to...
Yeah, maybe just bring it in line with everything else in their lineup. So probably bump it to 24. It's at 20 at the moment. So that could be a great all-rounder and a great starting point for filmmakers.
90D, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
And then the next...
EOS
R range, what's going to happen? Are we getting a high megapixel? Are we getting something with better speed?
I think we are. Canon's already made it very clear that the current EOS R is not aimed at sort of professional photographers.
Yeah, I remember this. They mentioned it,
Yeah, so I think that there's definitely going to be a pro version. So some sort of an EOS R that's aimed more at the 1DX style camera.
So something with a lot of high speed.
Absolutely. Faster burst rate, better tracking autofocus, and maybe a built-in battery grip, that kind of look.
Making a bit chunkier for the wildlife and sport guys.
Absolutely. That could really work for them. And then doing some proper 4K video in there instead of all that cropping.
Crop 4K.
Yeah, all that cropping. So that's the one thing that I think they're going to do. And then, as you mentioned, maybe like an ultra high res version. They've been teasing like ultra high res sensors for years now.
Yes.
They've demoed like a 100 megapixel sensor in full frame format and a 75 megapixel sensor. And personally, I think now that you have sort of them entering into this mirrorless age with the EOS R,
they should bring that technology forward.
Absolutely. Like now's a great time to come out with something that's really innovative and really strong in the market and just seize that market share that they really need in the mirrorless lineup.
And I think Canon can do it. They've got a full range of lenses to support the system.
Absolutely. They came out with some really strong lenses, some very much like professionally aimed lenses, which I think Nikon didn't quite do as well. So I think if they can come out with a really strong body offering, I think they can seize on it.
People would be more keen to get into it,
Absolutely.
So EOS RX?
Or maybe an EOS RS?
Let's see.
Yeah.
So that'll be our prediction for 2019. Let us know what you guys think in the comment below. What do you think is going to happen? I think it's going to be an exciting year.
I think so too, yeah.
I think mirrorless is going to be huge. I think it's going to definitely be the way forward.
Yeah, everyone's coming out with new mirrorless cameras. So I can't
And it's getting
wait.
people excited again. It's like something new, something fresh, something different.
Absolutely. So if you guys enjoyed that, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love hearing from you guys, and catch you next time.
Cheers.